because we can't find the class. Hi.
Good afternoon, morning. It's afternoon.
Yes, thank you.
Um,
But lots of people are getting to be out of power today. So we thought, hey, before we lose electricity, we should record our webinar. Is it still a webinar if we record it?
Sure.
Okay. So today, what are we talking about?
Task boxes. So I don't even know.
Okay.
I was just going to start our time.
Okay, so we don't go over 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. But task boxes, yes. Task boxes are so important for just organization, independence. There are multiple things and reasons why task boxes are a good way to provide instruction to our kids.
Well, and it keeps everybody on task at the same time, which is a rare thing.
Right.
In, a typical classroom. So here we go. We're going to talk about task boxes. There are 3 different areas, but the first one we're going to talk about is going to be task boxes that are for students with really low cognition or with severe disabilities.
Okay.
Because we want to show you that task box system can be effective for any type of student that you would have in your classroom. So first, we're going to talk about some tasks that we can have our students do that perhaps can't do a typical task box. One of them is to learn the very first step of communication in the form of, cause and effect. I hope they can see the lights come on.
Oh, they will.
Okay, so we have a Christmas thing here with cups, and my son made this, and
it's like a light ornament.
Yeah, and so I mean, even your students can set this in their lap, and so we have it plugged into a power link, which, by the way, you can plug almost any small appliance into a power link. I know in your classroom, Tiff, you used a power link for kids to sweep.
Yeah, with the vacuum cleaner.
Yeah, that's awesome. I used a power link in my classroom back in the day to plug into a mixer, a hand mixer, and my students, then I would pass it around the button, and they would hit the button, or better call the switch. Could you tell that came on?
Yes, you can.
Oh, there we go. Okay. And I may have leaned over to pass the switch and had the hand mixer in my hand. We were making chocolate something, I don't know, cake or pudding and brownie. Anyway, I machine gunned all my students with the chocolate. So I would recommend if you're going to do that hand mixer thing, keep it in the bowl and assign someone else to pass the switch. I'm just saying.
That's a true story too. You cannot make that up.
No, you can't make that kind of stuff up.
But so on the power link, if you guys have one, don't have one, you may want to look to get one. So there's different modes here that you can select. We have this one on a timed mode. So whenever you click it, it's going to count down right here, and boom, it turns off. So then you're going to want your student to be able to hit it again because they like the lights and they want to be able to see it. So this is really fun.
Other things that you can plug in for switch work is you can plug a fan in and they can feel that. They have the vibrating seat cushions that you could plug in. What else? Music. You could plug in a radio. So
bubble machine. Anything.
Oh, a bubble machine.
Yeah,
That's
that would
fun.
be fun.
That's fun. Okay, so some more tasks that you can give your students. Perhaps just moving these would be good. They can count or not count, but just moving those manipulatives, especially for a student that perhaps likes to throw. So this can be suctioned onto the table, and that's a counting task. Okay, another one is to pull off. This is a pre-academic skill. And so here we just have Velcro sensitive material put on a cheap dollar store cutting board. So you can move this all around for a student simply to pull off or put on. They also can just pull off, or they can try to find the match. So easy.
Multiple ways.
Yes. And I believe I had another one about take out in a round something on your shelf.
Well, probably in our little task box shelf behind us. Let's see.
It's round.
Oh, it's round. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's on the
Table.
table
We
next to
we
us.
haven't practiced this today. Okay, so this is one of my favorites because for these really students that have some pretty severe disabilities, we want them to, you know,
Be
do
able
a
to,
task
yeah.
of, you know, take out, which
Of an
a lot of
expectation.
times,
Mhm.
yes, they take
Mhm.
out and then they throw. So Velcro sensitive glove, they put their hand in and oh, voila, now we have a,
Okay, so go slow.
oh,
Stop. Look.
oh, has Velcro sensitive Velcro and a Velcro sensitive glove.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So this is awesome.
And pretty much any glove is Velcro sensitive. So it's not like she got those, you know, special
well,
specific gloves.
they are special.
Oh, they are special?
I don't know. To me, they are. Okay. All right. So let's move on. Okay. So other kinds of task boxes. We have pre-academic skills, such as sorting. I think you were going to pull that one up, that yellow heart right there. And we want to talk about a jig because so many people ask us about what in the world is a jig. A jig is anything that helps the student know what to do. So in this case, this is from, again, the Dollar Tree, and it was $1. And it's sorting different color pom-poms. So that's pretty handy right there. Fits in a box with a lid. Okay, so pre-academic sorting.
Okay, and I'm gonna kind of pause, and if you're gonna do this, talk about this later, you can kick me under the table. But
okay,
the whole point of task boxes is this little symbol system, which we are going to talk specifically about, like how we've organized different symbols. But you've got to make sure that you have one that stays and then one that can go away. So this one right here would be what you would put on your student's schedule, on their desk, however you have that already figured out in your classroom. The point is that the student would take this, walk it over to where your task boxes are, and then find it and match it to the task box that they're supposed to do. So just kind of pay attention to that throughout as we are pulling these task boxes. And if we forget to talk about what this is, then at least we talked about it now so that you'll know, right?
We won't forget. In my classroom,
we just get so excited. Sorry.
Did you just
I
cut
did.
me off? Okay. So in my classroom, I just had a piece, strip of soft Velcro, and I would come in first thing in the morning or right after school, and I would pull out the task boxes that they were going to do for that next day. So, and what else do we want to talk about with task boxes?
Well, another thing is sometimes if you are in a classroom where you have a lot of littles, that if they see them on the desk, they're going to go and they're going to just grab them and have a heyday. Then you're going to look around and go, oh my gosh, you see all these symbols on the floor. Whose were they? Where do they go? What am I doing? I also did it on the desk too, but I've also done it on, like, we had our schedules hanging on the wall. So then I also would Velcro them on the wall. And so everybody knew, like, their schedule is where they needed to get their symbols from. That's a great idea. Yeah. But you could even take it to another level of inside of your notebooks. If you guys have like work notebooks for your students, you could put a piece of Velcro there, and that's where you could store them so that then the student could grab their own notebook, open it up, and then there were their symbols. So you guys know your students and you know what level that they're at, and so you can choose. There's multiple ways you can see what works best for your classroom and your kids.
Also a pre-academic one over there. Well, this is another great example of pre-academic activity because they're going to work on fine motor, where they use their pincer grasp and one of these counters, and they simply pinch and place, and this is working on fine motor. So that's another one. One of the other ones over there for really low cognition would be putting lids on and off. So this one, we have several different sizes of these. And also, again, you can put it on the Velcro sensitive glove on again and Velcro this jar so that they can work on just turning and not tossing it across the room.
Turn, not toss.
Turn, not toss. That'd be a great t-shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then another one would be, you can do the same thing, only this lid is smaller. So just think about tasks with things that you have around the house or from the Dollar Tree. They're both great. Okay, so next then, pre-academic, then we have academic skills. Okay, academic skills that can be found in my classroom. I used my letters. There we go. My letters signified that this was an academic task. Okay, great for putting in almost anything into the task. This one is for students to match picture to picture. This is an OATECA activity right there that can go in there. Also with an OATECA activity are our cards, working on one-to-one correspondence there. Also, this one is working on math skills, another OATECA task, and they can use, well, in my day, we called them vis-a-vis.
Yeah,
but
it's a dry erase marker.
Dry erase marker. Youngins. Yeah, for you young ones. Also, you could have a folder activity that is placed in a task box, or you could even have worksheets placed in there. So the most important thing is, how are you going to track that data?
Right. Is that rhetorical, or you?
No, I'm asking you.
Oh. So it is important to make sure that you have data collection for everything. And I know in this one we had a lot of these academics in one task box, but ideally you put like one skill in each task box. So that you can track it, and whatever your skill is, which we already know because we've done our functional skills assessment, so we know where our holes are for academics, we know where our job training and self-help holes are. So you would just print those data collection sheets from your Google folder and then be able to put those in their notebooks so that you could track the data. Now, Cheryl had a kind of a different way on some of these skills for our lower students. You know, it may not be that they're going to have 5 opportunities to put the lid on. So say we're going to do this particular skill here, and we don't necessarily have to have them do it 5 times. How did you collect your data? You might talk a little bit about that.
Well, mine was how many they could do in a certain set amount of time. And so they would try to increase the number that they could complete, and that amount of time. We're going to share a couple of different data tracking sheets with you along with this video. You will get the data tracking sheets. We also will send out some symbols for you to be able to use those as well.
Yeah. And if you do need some before you click that link, everybody should have those in your Google folder. You do have a set of the colored symbols and shapes, and then you also have some animals. If you would like letters or numbers or whatever, you can ask us and we can do that. Or you can, it's very easy to do. You just put it, just type in your numbers or whatever. Make sure you have 2 copies. So.
One to stay on the box and one not.
Yeah.
Okay. So another thing that we want to talk about is in task boxes. Does everything have to be in a box with a lid?
Oh, yes and no. I mean,
ideally, yes.
It depends on your OCD-ness.
Right. So Tiff's room, they all have.
I liked mine to have lids on them.
So here's an academic task that really doesn't fit. So you can get a larger box if you need to, and it'll just it'll fit right in. So this is an academic task that is differentiated depending on what the needs of the student are. Right. For example, this is a magnet.
You got it right.
I did?
Well, now.
No. How about now?
Oh, yeah. No, that is upside down.
Oh, okay. So you would have a list of words that the student, that's right side up, that the student would be able to write using their magnetic letters here. So there you go. You got an A in there?
Looky there.
Man, there you go. Awesome. Isn't that cool? Okay, so it can go in a larger one, or you can have a dry erase marker and they can write them on this. Can you see the lines? I think you can.
Right kind of. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Okay, so that's an example in a larger
in a
tub.
bigger, because you know I'm the OCD one that likes to have everything in a tub with a lid.
Yeah, she is, people.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have different academic tasks we talked about, and the last one is going to be job training or transition skills. And this can just be a plethora of things. Again, we have a jig, we have eraser, and we are going to put one in each hole. When all 12 are filled, then we know it's time to package them then into the container.
Sweet.
Yes, so that's just a transition skill.
Nice.
Handy dandy jig that we got at the Dollar Tree.
So one thing, which I just had this little thought, if you wouldn't want your student to do all 12 of these, you can always like put tape over this to where they just have one side that's available.
That's brilliant.
So just food for thought, way you can adapt that.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it a lot. There was one other pre-academic skill that we had. This is it. Because I wanted to talk about this just a little bit. Because for our students that are visually impaired, oftentimes they're working off different senses, like their ears are heightened to noise. So we want to be sure that we give them tasks that have a little noise related to them.
That's loud.
It's loud, but it's fun. Okay, so this is a put in task. There you go, right there.
You could shoot it.
Okay, all right,
That was really
let's
loud.
move on to some more job training skills that we have.
Like which one?
Let's do that one right there.
Yeah. So here we go. Here's our skill here, and it is washcloths, hand towels. So once again, you can just have your student take these out. You could start them all like messed up and whatever, and then just practice folding and then putting them back in.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
Also, your
Also,
parents would like for you to teach this to the students too, I'm sure, because I
Absolutely.
don't know about y'all, but I'd love it for my kids to come home and want to fold the laundry.
your kids
Maybe.
don't do laundry? They don't fold the laundry?
That's a whole nother story.
Okay, that's another video webinar
Yeah.
about how to get your students to,
Yeah.
your own
children.
to do,
Do you want to
things
do
around
this
the
one
house.
next?
I think this will be awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, talk about it a little bit.
So this one is not your traditional like task box with the shoe box, which it just goes to show we're kind of using this for multi-purposes. It's kind of a jig somewhatly, and then we just have our symbols here. So you can just have your student match it and know exactly what to do. And so for this one, once they put all of the different little wooden shapes in here, they could string it, like just string the beads or whatever. So kind of fun. You can start with them all in a different bucket.
Right. And this one also, you can do patterns. And so, orange, green, orange, blue, purple, green, orange, blue, purple, and teach creating a pattern.
Yeah, that's great.
Thanks. I just thought of that.
So when you have those little thoughts, collect the data on it. So
absolutely, that'd be CS33.
It would be
OATECA.
Yeah. So it just it kind of takes it to a different level. And remember, like we said, it didn't happen if you don't write it down. So you want to make sure that it happens, and you want to make sure that you write it down. So
that was profound. That could be another slogan.
I know.
Yeah.
We got lots. Y'all should email us to let us know which ones you like the best.
Yeah.
And do we really need to make a t-shirt about it?
We might. You guys let us know. Okay, this was one of my favorite ones in my classroom. And we have pencils. You may need to talk about this one.
Okay, so we got some pencils here, and then we have these eraser tops. Okay, so this is great for fine motor. You just put all your stuff here, and you just have your students take your pencil and then take your eraser top, put them together like this, and then boom, you put them in your finished bucket right here. So you've got eraser, pencil, and then finish. So another thing too is once you have your student that completes this task, after you spray your cleaner on it, you can send it to the next person, and then they can take them off and get it ready for you for the next day. We like to work smart, not hard. Another thing that could be put on a shirt.
Slogan.
Yeah.
Number 3.
Yeah, so we're just full of those today.
We are.
So anyway, you might think about that. So as you are having some students assemble things, just spray your cleaner on it, send it to the next person to disassemble, so that then it's ready the next day to assemble once again.
Awesome.
So
awesome. And another thing that TaskBox, I used them for in my classroom also, is that ours is the only classroom in the school that you can't just like have silent reading or throw a worksheet out and then you go and, you know, drink a cup of coffee, put your grades in, write an IP. Well, we said that together. And so I would get task boxes out that the students could be independent in using, and that would give me about a 15-minute window as they work through some of those task boxes. It really gave some real
just some independence, and it
thank you. My word retrieval is
that's okay.
It's cold in this office. I'm just saying.
I'm here for your word retrieval.
Well, thanks. That's kind of handy. Okay, we'll get you a t-shirt that says that. Okay.
Is this like the coup de grace, the most exciting?
Yes, it is. Okay.
Save the best for last.
So our students a lot of times are going to be employees in a workshop. So they need to learn to package. That was one of the skills, but also assemble. And so voila, we have, what did you call this? A coup de grace?
It's the coup de grace.
Okay.
Like the,
I don't know.
Here's the best.
That
Here, I'm going to
language.
show you what we have. And I just love me a good basket from Dollar Tree or even Walmart. Walmart has these also because I think everything, we just need to have it all sorted for our kids because it just keeps that organization together. So here's our last one. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9 things that we're adding to this one. So here is a completed version of everything. So it's just your pencil box. So we got to get our pencil box ready, right? So you just have everything here ready for your student and they just start putting them in.
Another thing is that you need to decide, and it really doesn't matter. The Teach organization is very strict on whether the finish box goes to the left or to the right, but we don't have to live by those rules. But do be consistent with what your expectation is for your student. So in this case, we're going to have the finish box at this end. And so they're going to come and grab one item from each basket. We almost need to like,
I know, hang on. I'm a little close. So sorry.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, okay.
Good.
So we're going to pick something. I got the black pen. Then I come to the blue. And your student just works their way down, and we have, and you try to move it at the same time. That's even more of a task. The glue stick and the pencil and the red pen and a binder clip. There we go. Done. They're finished. They snap it closed. They put it in the stack, the finished stack. So these are fun. You can do packaging with almost anything, okay? Any kind of container, but also just a Ziploc bag.
Absolutely.
You know, they need to gather 5 pom-poms or whatever the skill is and always be sure that you have a jig if that student needs it. So if you want 6 pom-poms to be gathered first before they package, then you just use a little muffin tin with 6 holes.
Yeah. So task boxes are one of our favorite things, and it's so much a favorite thing. That's why we wanted to kind of bring this to you guys and make it part of our webinar. But you will have a link to a Google Doc that gives some resources and some other links. And like Cheryl talked about, if you guys need symbols or whatever, check your Google folder, then ask us and let us know if you need some more. But we love task boxes, and however you need to implement them in your classroom, it's great. Just remember to collect the data.
That's right. And you will be receiving our notes from today with some pictures from Task Galore is a really great place that you can go, and they have books already made. And that's where the link is from our Google Doc that we're going to send out that you can click on, and they have a ton of task box ideas. We've only had 30 minutes to share our 50 years of experience with task boxes. I feel like we've done a really good job.
Right.
Yeah.
And another thing too is send out a district-wide email or a school-wide email. Hey, teachers, any of you have those old CD cases or whatever,
Wait, where is that
Oh, we
example?
did have that. I'm not real sure.
Is it behind the?
I don't know. Anyway,
well, that's too bad. Yeah, that was a really good one.
It was. So just you can email and ask for your teachers to help provide some of this stuff that they're like ready to get rid of and throw away.
Absolutely.
Someone else's trash is your treasure. I'm pretty sure that's already on a shirt, so we can't take that one.
Oh, okay. I was going to say that was the 4th grade quote of the day.
Yeah.
Hey guys, we're here for you.
Yeah.
If you need anything, just let us know. It was great to be with you this afternoon.
Yeah, thanks. Bye.